$285,000. It's gonna get you 4 beds, 2 bath, stone countertops, deluxe Samsung appliances, and very high ceilings. Let's take a look. If you're looking to buy a home, but you're not ready to talk to a realtor yet or a mortgage broker yet, in the description below, I have a VIP list. Just fill it out and I'll start sending properties like this to you directly to your email as soon as possible. My name is Joe Denny Ogando, Florida realtor and mortgage broker as well. On this channel, we explore all these homes all throughout Florida, new construction, resale, investment properties. So if that sounds something like you want to continue watching, subscribe to this channel and drop a like on the video. If you want to reach out to me, my direct number is 407-759-5677. Down in the description, I also have a link to my calendar where you prefer to schedule a call. You can just go down there, schedule a call as well, or just text me or fill out the VIP list, whatever you prefer. Also, if you're looking to get started in real estate, my team is expanding, so reach out to me as well so we can talk about some opportunities that we have. You can be an agent on the team, you can be possibly a loan officer on the team as well. We have different openings and we're using social media, YouTube, content creation to take this to the next level. So reach out to me if you're looking to get into real estate or switch brokers as well. I wanted to talk about what the numbers look like on a property like this. So this one's listed at $285,000. So when you're factoring in like a, first time home buyer type of loan, FHA, conventional, 3%, 3.5% down, at 3.5% down, we'd be looking at around $9,980. So you're just under $10,000. And then when you're buying the property, there's also closing costs as well. So you want to factor in another, maybe say $10,000. So let's say all in, the bill's going to be about $20,000. I've actually seen multiple sellers in the area give concessions to the buyers so that they're able to, bring down their cost out of pocket at closing, helping them with closing cost concessions. And starting in July, again, for a limited time, we have some great down payment assistance programs coming back, like the Hometown Heroes. There's programs available now as well, so if you don't want to wait till July, there's programs available right now. And we're in a USDA area, so it's pretty rural, so you might even be able to get some type of 100% financing loan like USDA. I wanted to go over some of the steps of what it's like through the home buying process. Some of the people that watch these videos have never bought a home before, and they rely on the knowledge that we bring as YouTubers and realtors and finance experts or whatever through this media channel or whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to talk about what the home buying process looks like. So you're going online, you're finding a bunch of homes and you're trying to figure out, okay, which home is which is my favorite one. And we got to kind of come up with an offer. So we found the right home and now we got to put together an offer. Part of the offer isn't just like, what am I going to offer in terms of price? There's price, deposits, contingencies, inspections, closing dates, financing type. There's so many different things that go into the offer. But yeah, one of the main things is, what's the price going to be that you're offering the seller? The next thing you want to think about is what the initial deposit's going to be. Some people call it escrow, some people call it EMD, some people call it the initial deposit. But basically, you got this $20,000 bill that's due at closing. There's a whole bunch of things that are going to help you bring that bill down, but $20,000 bill is due at closing. You got to figure out how much do you want to put up front as a deposit in the meantime to show the seller that you're serious. Now, on cash deals, 10% seems to be the norm, and on financing deals, 1% seems to be the norm. So on a $285,000 property, you're probably looking at around $2,800, $3,000 for an initial deposit. If you want to be really competitive. competitive, you'll just bump it up to 3,000, maybe 4 or 5,000. But you want to make sure you have a strong deposit to show the seller that you're serious. Even if the home is brand new like this one, I recommend getting a home inspection. These are man-made properties, mistakes happen, and you don't want to find out later after you close. There's warranties and stuff on a whole bunch of the stuff, but it's better if we find out before you close and they can address it. There's many different scenarios that I've been in where brand new homes have had little issues, sometimes big issues. One recently closed down the street that I just closed. We're having hot water issues, and the sellers, they're sending somebody out there to fix it, but you want to make sure that you get a home inspection before you buy a property to make sure that all the issues are identified and then they're renegotiated before you close. While the inspector is verifying the condition of the property and making sure that the property is insurable, habitable, livable, whatever, you want to then let the bank do its job on week number 2 or 3 and order the appraisal. The appraisal is going to be very important because even though you might think this is a great price and I think this is an amazing price, what if the sales in the area don't determine that the value is in the 280s? What if the value is a little bit lower? Then what happens is with the appraisal contingencies that we put into the offer, we want to make sure we renegotiate. Now, it doesn't mean we can force the seller to bring their price down, but it means that our deposit is safe in case we have an appraisal issue and then nobody wants to meet in the middle or come together. There's a appraisal contingency that's going to protect you in those scenarios. Now, if the appraisal comes higher, we actually don't have to tell anybody. We can just say, hey, the home appraised. You are in contract for 285 and your appraisal is 315, you got equity in this property already, which is amazing, but they don't have to know that. So they don't have to know that, and you don't have to go in and renegotiate and raise your purchase price. You don't have to do that at all. It's if the appraisal comes in lower is where we're going to have an issue. Throughout the process of the inspectors, the appraisers, the walkthroughs and all that, the title company is going to be behind the scenes running the paperwork on the title, making sure there's no issues with the title, no liens on the property, no mechanics lien from a contractor, nothing crazy going on with the title work. So at closing, usually there's a clear to close from financing and there's a clear to close from title as well. We're all trying to make sure that the paperwork on this property is solid. The sellers in Florida also have seller insurance in the title policy, where basically they'll have a title insurance that the seller's going to pay for depending on what part of Florida you're buying in. So like in Central Florida, the sellers pay for that, but in South Florida, like the buyers pay for that for the title insurance. So it'll be an insurance on the property, so if anything comes up later on after closing and it's determined that it happened like before closing in terms of like anything paperwork wise or title work wise, there's a claim that will be done on the title insurance to help remove that stress from your life. This 3rd week into your process, or 4th week, or wherever we're at, the bank's coming back and saying, good news, we're conditionally approved. And you're super excited, and then you go down in the email and you see like 13 items or 20 items and you start freaking out. Conditional approval means, yeah, it's looking good. We're like 90% there. We just have to close the gap and finish this puzzle and figure these things out. The conditional approval is going to have a lot of things, like we need new updated pay stubs, new updated bank statements. There was some strange transactions that we found from Afterpay or Affirm, and we need to confirm if you still owe money on that, because that's going to be counted against your DTI. Or what's this weird debit that's coming out consistently every single week for $500 that you're sending as a Zelle to somebody? Is that child support? Is that some sort of payment that you didn't disclose up front? And then there's might be things with the property. The appraisal came in and we have to figure something out with the use of the road in the front or an easement or something. Conditional approvals freak everybody out. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on? This is gonna die, the deal's gonna die. But the processor involved, they go through this all the time and they're trying to calm everybody down. They're trying to be helpful. And the processor is saying, hey, I'll write these letters for you, just e-sign them. I'll do this for you, just figure this out. Help me here, let's hop on a Zoom so we can log into your bank account and get the latest statement. So we have someone in our corner, a processor, who's gonna help us get to closing. So when you get that conditional approval and you freak out, just relax, take a breather, turn off the computer, turn off your phone real quick, breathe, and then start reading through it and start checking off those items, and let's get to closing. So you got your clear to close. So all we gotta do now is do a final walkthrough, make sure the house is in the same condition, it's not dirty, make sure that the appliances are there, there's no broken windows, and that you're ready to close on this house. That initial deposit that I told you about earlier, the escrow deposit, it's safe with a few different contingencies, like the inspection contingency, the appraisal, the financing contingencies. But it doesn't mean that at any moment, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, you can just say, I don't want this house anymore, give me my money back. That's what the damages would be given to the seller, and they could possibly sue you as well. So that deposit that you gave up in the front is what's gonna be reduced from your total bill at closing once we get the clear to close and the final walkthrough is done and we're heading to closing. So I've been doing this for 5+ years, help hundreds of families. I do the real estate side and the mortgage side as well. If you found any value in this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at @TheRealJoeDenny. You'll see behind the scenes as I'm going through these properties, different things that's happening on a day in the life of a realtor with 5 kids. You'll be able to see what's going on. I'm originally from up north, from New York, and I moved down here like maybe 10, 15 years ago. I don't even remember. And I call this Florida place home now. So I'm pretty excited about helping people move throughout Florida, into Florida, sometimes even out of Florida if they have to sell their house. We got a few listings on the market right now. We have a few open houses coming up, a few inventory homes with builders that are giving some crazy discounts. Just got an email that there's a builder doing a 3.99% rate and giving $10,000, $14,000, $18,000 closing costs, depending on what scenario you want to go with. But if you want to make a phone call, just call me, 407-759-5677. Or if you want to schedule something, in the description below, I got my calendar link where you can just click there, pick a time, and we'll get started on your home buying process, right? And if you want to watch more videos in Ocala, just click on one of the playlists here or here, and I'll see you on the next video.